What if you could reach financial independence not in 40 years, but in 5 to 10? What if the path there did not require you to be a genius investor or a tech entrepreneur or someone born with any particular advantage? What if it simply required a clear, logical, step by step system that anyone with a decent income and the willingness to make smart decisions could follow? That is exactly what Scott Trench built. And then he wrote a book explaining it in detail so anyone else could follow the same path. The book is called Set for Life. It came out in 2017. Scott Trench is the CEO of BiggerPockets, which is one of the largest real estate investing communities in the world. And this book lays out the clearest and most practical roadmap to early financial independence that most people have ever encountered. What makes Set for Life stand out from other financial independence books is its focus on sequence. Scott is very specific about the order in which you should do things, not just what to do, but when to do it, because doing the right things in the wrong order produces much slower results than doing them in the right order. In this video, I am going to walk you through every major idea in this book in complete detail. By the end, you will have a clear understanding of exactly what the Set for Life system looks like and how to apply it to your own situation. Let us get into it. The core philosophy. Produce more than you consume. Before getting into the specific steps, Scott lays out the philosophy that underlies everything in the book, and it is both simple and profound. He says financial independence is available to anyone who consistently produces more value than they consume over a sustained period. That is the entire formula. Produce more than you consume, save the difference, invest it wisely, and eventually your investments produce enough income that you no longer need to work. Most people do the opposite. They consume everything they produce and often more. Their spending rises to match their income. Every raise produces a lifestyle upgrade rather than an increase in savings, and they stay stuck in the cycle of earning and spending indefinitely. Scott says the escape from this cycle does not require deprivation, it requires clarity. Clarity about what you are trying to build. Clarity about what your current choices are actually costing you in terms of future freedom, and clarity about the specific actions that will move you toward your goal fastest. He says the biggest mistake most people make is trying to optimize their life for comfort in the present rather than freedom in the future. And the two goals are not just different, they are often directly opposed. Optimizing for present comfort means spending money now on things that feel good. Optimizing for future freedom means saving and investing now so that your future self has choices, your present self does not. Both are valid choices. But most people never consciously make the choice. They drift toward present comfort by default, and they wake up decades later with regret about where they ended up. Set for Life is a book about making the conscious choice to optimize for future freedom and then executing that choice systematically. The three phases. Scott organizes the entire book around three distinct phases of wealth building. Each phase has a specific goal. Each phase requires specific actions, and each phase builds directly on the one before it. Understanding these three phases is the key to understanding the entire system. Phase 1 is about getting to $25,000 in savings. Phase 2 is about getting to $100,000. Phase 3 is about building wealth beyond $100,000 toward full financial independence. These numbers might sound arbitrary, but Scott explains carefully why each threshold matters. Each one represents a fundamentally different financial position that opens up different options and different strategies. Let us walk through each phase in detail. Phase 1. The first $25,000. Phase 1 is the most important phase in the entire book. Scott says this is where most people either build the momentum that carries them to financial independence or where they get stuck and stay stuck. The goal is to get $25,000 saved as quickly as possible. Not invested in complex vehicles, just saved, accessible, ready to deploy when the right opportunity arrives. Why 25,000 specifically? Scott says this amount is enough to make a meaningful down payment on a house hack. And the house hack is the single most powerful financial move available to most people at this stage of their wealth building journey. We will come back to the house hack in detail. But first, let us talk about how to get to $25,000. Scott says there are three levers available to anyone in Phase 1. Cut expenses dramatically, increase income, and improve the efficiency of how you earn. On cutting expenses, he is not gentle. He says most people's lifestyle is far more expensive than it needs to be, given what it actually contributes to their happiness and well-being. He recommends doing a ruthless audit of every expense, and eliminating anything that does not genuinely contribute to your quality of life. The biggest expenses are housing, transportation, and food. These three categories typically consume 60 to 70% of most people's spending, and all three have room for dramatic reduction without proportional reduction in life quality. On housing, he says the single biggest expense reduction most people can make is to share housing. Get a roommate, live with family temporarily, move to a smaller or less expensive place. The difference between living alone in a nice apartment and sharing housing with roommates can easily be $800 to $1,000 per month. Over the 1 to 2 years it takes to save $25,000, that difference is transformative. On transportation, he says to avoid car payments entirely. Drive an older car you own outright. Or better yet, live somewhere you can bike or use transit. Car payments, insurance, fuel, and maintenance for a newer vehicle can easily consume $500 to $1,000 per month. Eliminating that cost dramatically accelerates your savings rate. On income, he says to look for opportunities to earn more rather than just cutting more. Take on extra shifts, freelance in your skill area, deliver food or drive for a rideshare service on weekends. Sell things you own that you no longer need. Every extra dollar earned during phase one that goes directly into savings shortens the timeline significantly. He also talks about frugality as a temporary phase rather than a permanent lifestyle. You do not have to live like this forever. You live like this until you hit your phase one target. Then you have options that change the game entirely. The house hack, the most powerful move in the book. Scott spends more time on the house hack than on any other strategy in the book, and with good reason. He calls it the most powerful wealth building tool available to most people in their 20s and 30s. Here is how a house hack works. You buy a small multifamily property, a duplex, a triplex, or a fourplex. You live in one unit, and you rent out the other units to tenants. The rental income from the tenants covers your mortgage and often all of your housing expenses, which means you are living for free or close to it while simultaneously building equity in a property you own. Think about what this does to your financial situation. Housing is typically the largest single expense in most people's budget. When it goes to zero or near zero, your savings rate skyrockets. Every dollar that was going to rent is now available for investment, and you are building equity in a property at the same time. Scott did exactly this himself in his mid-20s. He bought a small multifamily property in Denver. His tenants paid his mortgage, his housing costs dropped to nearly zero, and his savings rate went from impossible to extraordinary almost overnight. He walks through the mechanics of making this work. You need to qualify for an owner-occupied mortgage, which has lower down payment requirements than investment property loans. You need to find a property where the rental income from the non-occupied units covers the full mortgage and expenses. And you need to be comfortable being a landlord to the people living in your building. He says this strategy is not available in every market. In very expensive cities, the numbers may not work. But in most mid-sized American cities, the math of house hacking works well, and the strategy can be executed with a relatively modest down payment. He also talks about exiting the house hack after a year or two. You move out. The unit you were living in becomes another rental unit. Your entire property is now generating income, and you move on to either another house hack or a different phase of your wealth building journey. PHAs 2 from 25,000 to 100,000 phase 2 begins once you have completed your house hack and are living with dramatically reduced or eliminated housing costs. The goal of phase 2 is to grow your savings and investments from $25,000 to $100,000. Scott says this phase is primarily about increasing income rather than further cutting expenses. By this point, you have already cut the major expenses. There is not much more to cut without genuine sacrifice of quality of life. The focus shifts to earning more. He talks about career development as a financial strategy. Most people think of career advancement as being about job satisfaction or professional growth. Scott says it is equally a financial strategy. Every promotion, every job change that increases your salary, every skill you develop that makes you more valuable to employers directly accelerates your path to financial independence. He recommends approaching your career with the same intentionality you bring to your investments. Study what skills are most highly compensated in your industry. Develop those skills deliberately. Build your professional reputation. Network with people who can help your career advance. Treat career growth as a financial investment with a measurable return. He also talks about side income during phase 2. Not just the emergency extra income of phase 1, but intentional side hustles that can grow into meaningful income streams. Freelancing in your professional skill area. building a small online business, creating content that generates advertising or affiliate income. Any of these can add meaningful income on top of your growing salary. He says the difference between phase 1 and phase 2 is mindset. Phase 1 is about survival and sacrifice. Phase 2 is about growth and opportunity. You have a stable financial foundation. Now you are building on top of it aggressively. PHACE 3, from 100,000 to financial independence phase 3 is where the real acceleration happens. And it is where most personal finance advice stops making sense and Scott's framework becomes truly valuable. Once you have $100,000 saved and invested, the math of compound growth starts working powerfully in your favor. $100,000 invested at 7% returns generates $7,000 per year without any additional contributions. That is almost $600 per month of growth from money you have already saved. Scott says phase 3 is about three things: optimizing your investment portfolio for long-term returns, building your real estate portfolio if that is part of your strategy, and continuing to grow your income until the gap between what you earn and what your investments generate narrows to the point of financial independence. He discusses the mathematics of the final sprint in detail. As your investment portfolio grows, it generates more and more income. That income, reinvested, generates more income. The curve of growth steepens. What felt impossibly slow in phase 1 feels almost automatic in phase 3. He also talks about the psychological challenge of phase 3. It takes years to get here. The progress in phase 1 felt slow and difficult. Phase 2 required sustained effort. And by phase 3, some people lose motivation because the finish line still feels distant, even though they are mathematically much closer than they realize. He says the antidote is to track your progress regularly and in detail. Know your net worth every month. Know how much your investments earned last month. Watch the number grow, because at this stage, the growth is visible and accelerating. And seeing that acceleration is genuinely motivating. Building your investment portfolio. Scott is an advocate for simple, low-cost, diversified investing. He does not recommend complex strategies. He recommends what the evidence supports. His investment framework has two main components: stock market index funds and real estate. For stock market investing, he recommends low-cost index funds that track the total market. You invest a set amount every month automatically. You never try to time the market. You never sell during downturns. You simply contribute consistently and let the market do its work over decades. He says the two most important decisions in stock market investing are how much you invest and how consistently you do it. The specific funds matter much less than most people think. A simple three-fund portfolio of a domestic index fund, an international index fund, and a bond index fund handles most investors' needs completely. For real estate, he expands on the house hack concept into a broader real estate investment strategy. After your first house hack, you can acquire additional rental properties as your savings and income grow. Each property, selected carefully for positive cash flow, adds another stream of income to your portfolio. He talks about the BRRRR strategy, which stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. You buy a distressed property below market value. You renovate it. You rent it out. You refinance it at the new higher value. You pull out your initial investment, or most of it, and you repeat with the next property. Done correctly, this strategy allows you to build a real estate portfolio with less capital than traditional buy and hold investing requires. He is clear that real estate investing requires more active management than stock index investing. It is not fully passive. It requires education, careful property selection, and ongoing management either by yourself or through a property manager. But the returns, when done well, can significantly accelerate the path to financial independence. The importance of your career. One theme that runs through the entire book is the relationship between your career and your financial independence timeline. And Scott takes a position on this that is more direct than most financial independence books. He says, your career is your most valuable financial asset in the early years, more valuable than your investment portfolio, more valuable than your real estate, because it is generating the income that funds everything else. He says most people treat their career passively. They show up, they do their job, they collect their paycheck, they wait for annual raises that may or may not come. Scott says, treat your career as actively as you treat your investments. Study what skills command the highest compensation. Develop those skills deliberately. Ask for raises rather than waiting for them to be offered. Change jobs strategically when better opportunities arise. Build a professional network that opens doors to higher paying positions. He says a single job change that results in a 20% salary increase contributes more to your financial independence timeline than years of investment optimization, because that 20% becomes the baseline for all future raises and all future investment contributions. He also talks about choosing a career field strategically, not purely for passion, but for the intersection of passion, ability, and compensation potential. A career you love, but that pays poorly, will make the journey to financial independence much longer and harder. A career that pays well, but that you find meaningless, will drain your energy and motivation. The sweet spot is work that is reasonably engaging, that uses your genuine abilities, and that pays enough to fuel aggressive savings and investment. The mindset of someone set for life. Throughout the book, Scott returns to the mindset that makes all of this possible, and it comes down to one fundamental shift. The shift is from consumer to producer. Most people in our culture are primarily consumers. They think about what they want to buy, what experiences they want to have, what things they want to own. Their financial decisions are driven by consumption. The person pursuing financial independence has made a different choice. They are primarily a producer. They think about what value they can create, what income they can generate, what assets they can build. Their financial decisions are driven by production and accumulation. This does not mean you never consume. It means your identity is built around creating value rather than consuming it. And that identity shift changes every financial decision you make. Scott also talks about the concept of optionality. Every financial decision either increases or decreases your options in the future. Spending money on depreciating assets decreases your options. Saving and investing increases them. Taking on debt decreases them. Eliminating debt increases them. He says the goal of the entire Set for Life system is to reach a state of maximum optionality, where your financial position is strong enough that you have genuine choice about every major life decision, where you can leave a bad job without financial fear, where you can pursue an opportunity without needing external funding, where you can take time off without crisis, where you are truly set for life. The final thought. Set for Life delivers exactly what it promises: a clear, sequenced, realistic system for reaching financial independence significantly faster than the conventional 40-year plan. The system is built on a foundation of honest math and practical strategy. Cut the big expenses aggressively in Phase 1. Use the house hack to eliminate housing costs. Build your career and income deliberately in Phase 2. Let compound growth accelerate your portfolio in Phase 3. And reach the point where your investments generate enough income that work becomes permanently optional. Scott Trench did this himself. Thousands of people in the BiggerPockets community have followed similar paths. The system works not because it is glamorous or exciting, but because it is mathematically sound and practically executable by anyone willing to make the right decisions in the right sequence. You do not need to be extraordinary to get there. You need to be intentional. You need to be consistent. And you need to start now, rather than waiting for conditions that will never feel quite perfect enough. Phase 1 starts today. Your first $25,000 is closer than you think if you are willing to make the decisions that build it. Thank you for watching. If this video gave you a clearer and more practical path to financial independence, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more deep book summaries every week, and I will see you in the next video.